What's going on, guys? Welcome to the Fantasy Addiction Network. Today we're going to be breaking down Sammie Coates, the wide receiver for the Houston Roughnecks in the XFL, going through what we expect to see from him for fantasy in 2020. But hey, if you guys are looking for XFL news and fantasy updates, click that like and subscribe button. We'll be posting stuff daily throughout the season. Anyway, let's get started right away. Alright guys, so as we said, we're breaking down Sammie Coates today, and I really do truly think that he is worth every bit of a first pick, if not even the first overall pick in your fantasy drafts. He just has everything ahead of him to potentially be just a week by week dominant wrecking ball of a force for your fantasy team. When you look at the construction of the Houston Roughnecks roster, they don't have any tight ends. They don't have any truly talented pass-catching running backs that are going to steal a lot of targets. And June Jones is known for running what he calls a run-and-shoot type offense, which there's going to be a lot of 4 wide receiver sets, meaning that it's going to be incredibly hard for cornerbacks to focus on any one single receiver without leaving someone else open. Sammie Coates has a really nice complement in Khalil Lewis, and again, for a team that is going to be throwing the ball a lot and also doesn't have one of the better projected defenses, they're going to need to score a lot of points too. So there's really no reason not to like Sammie Coates right now, and that's not even talking about his athleticism. When you look at everything that there is to measure from a combine standpoint, he was drafted in the 3rd round of the NFL, came out of Auburn, it's an SEC school. He's 6'1", over 210 pounds, 89th percentile arm length, so he has one of the best wingspans, 97th percentile catch radius, 4.43 40 time ridiculous speed and burst score, 99th percentile Spark X score. Like, this guy from an athletic profile is one of the most athletic players in that, even when he was playing in the NFL. But from an XFL standpoint, I think he is the premier athlete when you look at his measurables, and he's playing on a team that should be able to support everything that he brings to the table. So I will be surprised. Of all the players that I've listed thus far, Sammie Coates will be the one that surprises me the most if he is not a weekly dominant force in the XFL, with the exception of injury. I think this is a perfect place for him to rebound, and unfortunately for the XFL, I think this is just going to get him vaulted back into the good graces of the NFL. But I think that this is a great place for Sammie Coates to showcase all of his talents and finally be able to see if he can be on a field again where there's not as much talent around him. He should be able to completely dominate. When we look at his college stats, not too much in the ways of his first 2 seasons, but in his junior and sophomore year, 42 and 34 receptions, respectable totals in the SEC, 902 yards, 741 yards, 7 and 4 touchdowns, but that average yards per reception of over 21 is going to fit so nicely in this Houston Roughnecks team. He's going to be able to get open deep down the field a lot just based on his speed and athleticism alone, but with no tight end on the team, that means he's also going to be their primary red zone target and also their primary target for those 1, 2, and 3-point conversions. Like, again, I think I'm just hyping him up so much that I'm going to end up being let down, even if he ends up being the best receiver and best fantasy asset overall. But if I have the 101 pick, it's going to be really hard for me to not take Sammie Coates even over guys like Rashad Ross or Christian Michael, who I think also have a very high potential to dominate at their position. Sammie Coates just has everything looking up for him. There's pretty much no downside other than the fact that he is no longer in the NFL, so there has to be something wrong with his game. But from an athletic profile, from a team fit, from a overall need of production in this offense, Sammie Coates should be the most explosive and dominant player in the XFL. So take him with your first overall pick. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. If you're curious how I rank everyone in the XFL for fantasy, click the link in the description or go to fantasyaddictionnetwork.com. And hey, if you're looking for XFL news and fantasy updates daily, click that like and subscribe button. We'll be posting stuff all season long. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.